Ever wondered why some portraits look like a masterpiece while others just feel flat? The secret isn't in your hand, it's in the order you follow.
One of you requested this Joker portrait in the comments, and I thought, why not? It's the perfect challenge. I'm laying down just 4 main lines. We're building this face from the outside in, and I'm going to prove to you why drawing the eyes first is the biggest trap you can fall into. Stick around, because we're about to pull this character out of the darkness, layer by layer. Now, I want you to look at the eye area. Don't see an eye, see a triangle. Just a simple geometric shape. Great portraiture isn't about copying every wrinkle. It's about simplifying what you see into triangles, squares, or circles. These shapes are going to make your shading so much easier down the road. Moving down to the nose, I'm visualizing it as a half square. These mental shortcuts are the foundation for Phase 3. Next, I'm outlining the mouth. As you can see, the likeness is only about 10% there, and that's exactly where we want to be. Don't rush the result. Impatience is an artist's greatest enemy. It leads to frustration and makes you feel like you lack talent, when in reality, you just skipped the foundation. At this stage, I don't care about the likeness. I'm just blocking out the perimeter to see where I am on the page. I start with the outer edges of the face, working my way in to map out the structure. Most people rush to the eyes immediately. It's a huge gamble because, believe it or not, the eyes aren't exactly in the center where you think they are. Entering Phase 2. I'm using a tissue to soften the graphite, creating a smooth surface that's easy on the eyes. No harsh lines allowed yet. Now, I'm picking up an 8B pencil. You might be surprised to see such a heavy pencil this early, but the tool is only as good as the hand. By using a feather-light touch, I can get values that look like a 2B or 4B. In this phase, I always start with the nose. Why? Because it's the center of the face's universe. It's the anchor that keeps the proportions from drifting left or right. Give this strategy a shot, it's a game changer. I used to make the same mistakes until I realized how much this simplifies the whole process. I'm not adding 100% detail here, I'm just throwing shadows to prepare for Phase 3. You might spot some mistakes now, and that's perfectly fine. Here's the most important tip I can give you. If the distances between the eyes, nose, and mouth aren't locked in, no amount of expert shading will save the piece. Check your 4 main dimensions. If you're unsure, grab your phone, snap a photo, zoom in, and compare it to your reference before you dive into the deep rendering. Another pro tip, step away from your drawing. Take a break. When you come back, your eyes will catch errors you were blind to while you were in the zone. Always compare from a fresh perspective. Now we enter Phase 3. One last soft blend with the tissue to keep things smooth. Notice how my grip changes here. In the previous stage, the pencil was flat for shading. Now, I'm holding it at a sharp angle with a needlepoint tip for those crisp details. Since we locked in the proportions in Stage 2, we've earned the right to start wherever we want. I'll start with the eye, shading the surrounding areas and slowly working down to the nose and then the mouth. Every part must weld into the next. Take a closer look at the skin and the scars here. I'm actually using a stippling technique to pull out that hyper-realistic texture. By using the needle-sharp tip of my pencil to create tiny, controlled dots, I'm mimicking the natural pores of the skin. This is what makes the portrait feel tangible. It's that point-by-point approach that brings it to life. Moving down to the mouth, and this is where everything starts to lock into place. I begin with the upper lip, then the midsection, and finally the lower lip. Notice how I'm building this up using multiple layers of shading. Realism isn't about one single dark value. It's about the subtle transitions between those layers that give the lips their volume and form. Now, here's the interesting part. Remember back in phase 1 when I said our initial face outline wasn't 100% accurate? This is exactly where we fix that. By rendering the mouth with this level of detail, I'm actually using the internal features to define the final boundaries of the jaw and the chin. It's like a puzzle coming together. The shading of the mouth dictates the light on the cheeks, and the light on the cheeks reveals the true shape of the face. If you find that your initial outline feels a bit off, don't panic. Let your shading in this stage be your guide to carving out the perfect silhouette. This is the moment where the structure we built earlier finally meets the realism we've been working toward. Now we head up to the forehead for the wrinkles. Listen, don't exhaust yourself trying to mimic every single scar or crease with absolute perfection. Put your heavy lifting into the eyes, nose, and mouth. For everything else, getting it 70% right is more than enough. This keeps the process fun instead of a chore. Time for the background. I'm going to show you how to pull off white hair using an electric eraser. It's a massive time saver. If you don't have one, you can use the indenting technique. Let me know in the comments if you want a dedicated video on that. Also, using charcoal powder in the dark areas speeds things up and gives you a deep, matte black that doesn't reflect light. We're adding the fine details of the white hair now. Then, I'm switching to a Staedtler Black 8B pencil. This pencil is like charcoal's cousin. It's incredibly dark and doesn't have that annoying graphite shine. It'll give your work a professional edge. I follow that up with the electric eraser to pop those bright, sharp highlights. Finishing up the jacket and shirt. Don't overwork this part. We just want enough detail to make it feel grounded and realistic. I'm using charcoal powder here to keep the momentum going. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The eyes. And there it is, the final result. Drawing is about layers and patience, not magic tricks. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that subscribe button. It really helps the channel keep going. I'd love to know in the comments, which stage do you find the hardest? Also, you definitely need to check out my Scarlett Johansson video. A lot of you loved that one, and it follows a similar, satisfying strategy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.